Hello, everyone, and welcome to 2K Sports. Damon Bruce here. Sunday in the NBA. It's going to be Steve Nash and the Los Angeles Lakers up against Ricky Rubio and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And now it's game time. To call the action, here are Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll be back with the HP Halftime Report.
And ready to get going, we see the Timberwolves. Home court belongs to the Timberwolves in this one as we bring you a Western Conference matchup here live from the Target Center in Minneapolis. Welcome, folks, and thanks for sharing part of your weekend with us here at 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. I'm with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Here are your starting lineups brought to you by State Farm. And one of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, when he gets on a roll, it's pretty much over. He can get into that zone where he's knocking down perimeter shots, using that speed and size and the footwork to get anywhere he wants on the court. And when he gets to his spot, if he's knocking his shot down, forget it.
You know, and some guys may get on a roll and then lose focus, but that's not the case with Kobe. I mean, he may miss a few. You might try to call a timeout, but his aggressive mindset is always such that he's going to keep coming at you. And that's how a guy like him can end up with 81 points in a game.
So the Lakers win the tip. Nash with it. It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. Outside, world peace. Back to Kobe. Clock at 6. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
You know, guys, the Timberwolves improved by leaps and bounds last year, and one way that really showed up was in their improvement against the Western Conference teams. Their record against Western teams much improved over the previous season.
Love with the screen for Rubio. Over Nash. Rubio misses.
Well, that was not a smart play there. That's a wild shot. They can get something better.
No, that's not smart basketball. He should have passed that shot up.
Now, here's Nash. Gasol passes to world peace. Back to Gasol. Lakers working the ball around now. Right side Gasol. Over Love. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist from Kobe. Yes, Steve, 19 and 29 for the Wolves against the West for them last season. Clark, not where they want to be, but it was miles ahead of their mark the season before.
Yeah, and the season before, they only mustered up 7 wins in 52 games against the West. So anything north of double-digit wins is a big jump.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they'll continue to add to that win total this year, I would think.
And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Rubio can't get that one to fall. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Rick Adelman. And Doris, what do you have to say?
We discussed their defensive strategy going up against Kobe Bryant. He said, well, he probably has the best footwork of any player in the game. You can't give him any room in his jump shot, but when he's got all those fakes, it's so tough. Guys, he said he knows Kobe is going to get his points. They just want to try to limit his efficiency out there. Guess we'll see how they do.
And thanks for that story, Doris.
Kevin Love, really such a unique player. I mean, you look at his strength and his rebound, combined with his skill level. This is a guy who's a terrific passer and has three-point range. Didn't know he'd be as good as he's been so far.
Fundamentally sound, isn't he?
Very much so.
Nash kicks to Kobe. From the line, and he hits the jump shot.
His offensive game is so refined, guys, extremely well developed in just about every aspect.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Roy against Kobe. Dishes it to Love. Back to Roy. Right side Roy. Over Bryant. A nice shot by Roy. And Clark, a couple seasons ago, Kevin Love became the first player in league history to make 50 or more threes and pull down 300 or more offensive rebounds in a season.
That's a lot of glass eating.
That's Steve. That guy's covering a lot of territory on the floor.
Yeah, no question, Kevin. He's one of the most unique players in the game. You know, not really a post-up big, but gets a lot of points on offensive rebound, putbacks. and then steps out all the way to the three-point line, so you really have to cover a lot of ground with him defensively.
Rough and rugged down there in the low post.
That's his trademark. Hard rebounds, hard finishes, up high and down hard.
And he never stops working. That's what I really appreciate about him, guys.
Minnesota with the ball. Here's Rubio. Pass to Begovic. No good. And the Lakers take it the other way. Now here's Kobe, the fast break opportunity. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist.
That's an old-fashioned finish there, guys. Going to the finger roll to get the easy two.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Kirilenko dishes to Love. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
You know, I think there were a lot of question marks about Kevin Love when he came out of the draft from UCLA in 2008. A lot of people wondered if he was athletic enough to play in the NBA, but he's such an outstanding rebounder, so strong, and his shooting ability has been remarkable. I don't think anybody figured he could put up these kinds of numbers, though.
The first one falls. And Clark, going back to that 2008 draft, if they did it again today, Kevin Love would be a top 3 pick for sure.
That's what makes the draft so fun. You can't do it in hindsight. You have to do it as is, and it points out the fact that it's more art than science. You never know exactly how a kid's going to develop his game once he gets to the pros. Sometimes it's better than you expect, and sometimes it's not as good as you expect. You know, not a lot of people knew what to make of the Lakers last season. I mean, first year with Mike Brown as the head coach, an aging group, a maturing group, if you will, but they showed they still have that Laker magic at times.
Now, here's Rubio. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. And it's Meta World Peace with the foul. That's his first foul. On defense, the Lakers. Rubio with it. Guarded now by Nash. Good! Back to the Lakers. They struggled at times, but by the end of the season, Steve, they look just as good as any team in contention for the title.
Well, you knew that, it was going to take some time with the new coach as they put everything together. But defensively, that team was really good all season long. Offensively, they had their growing pains, but by the end of the year, I thought they had kicked it into gear pretty well.
Now, Rubio. Following the three-point attempt by Kobe Bryant. And that's good by Begovic.
Nice touch near the hoop.
Lakers have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Kobe passes to World Peace. Gasol. And again, the Lakers no good. Minnesota in the lead. Now, here's Rubio. And Begovic throws it down.
You know, once he corralled that rebound, he was in just the right spot to power it back down.
You could see it coming too.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that was going to be a simple little putback. He saw the angle and he gave it a little something extra.
Here's Kobe, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Up against Gasol. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And you really don't want to give up too many dunks like that. One is too many.
Oh, yeah, no, certainly you're right. You know, that's making it way too easy for sure.
Yeah, major breakdown defensively. They've got to tighten things up here.
That's tipped. Kirilenko kicks to Rubio. Shot clock at 6. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. And that's good by Begovic.
That's 4 of 5 to start this game, guys. He's rolling.
Lakers trail by 4. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Kobe, he's covered by Roy. And Kobe gets it to go. Kobe's got 6 points.
Everything is working for him right now. He's been a huge factor in the quarter.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Here's Rubio. Pass to Roy. Love with the screen on Kobe. Roy kicks to Love. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Roy.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
Howard goes up and lays it nice and easy.
If you don't box him out more effectively than that, he's going to eat you up on the offensive boards.
Rubio against Nash. Alley-oop pass. A flawless finish on the alley-oop. And the Timberwolves lead by 4.
Boy, that was a heck of a catch on that pass, and then to lay it up and in, all in one motion.
That's about as graceful as it gets, huh?
Splendid.
And I like that he just went with a simple layup instead of trying to do anything too fancy. He just got the job done.
Here is Howard, following the score by Andre Kirilenko. Outside, Kobe. And there's the call on Roy. That is his first foul of the game. Chase Budinger, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Ridnour has come in for Ricky Rubio. The Lakers also making some changes. Jamison comes in for Pau Gasol. And Matt Barnes is subbed in for Metta World Peace. Here's Nash. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Left side, Kobe. 6 on the shot clock. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assist. 9 points for Kobe Bryant.
Those are shots he shouldn't be afraid to take. He can make them.
Williams kicks to Kirilenko. Kicks it to Love. Elbow shot is on the way. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
You know, guys, Minnesota coach Rick Adelman, the second most wins among active NBA coaches currently. I mean, he's 8th all-time on the wins list. And this young Minnesota team, I really think his skills as a teacher, which are outstanding, certainly come into play. He's one of the best that we've had on the sidelines in the history of the league.
The Timberwolves shooting an impressive 60% early. And Budinger kicks it to Ridnour. Outside Kirilenko. And Love backs in. Williams. And good on the basket. Booking.
You know, Rick Adelman is really considered an offensive-minded coach, but he has had some pretty good defensive teams as well.
He kicks it to Barnes. Rebound by Williams.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
Ridnour dishes to Love. Kept alive. The second chance effort. No luck. Timberwolves leading by 3. Here's Williams. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
You knew early on that Derek Williams had a knack for the big play. You know, not talking about a clutch shot here, but a play that can shift the momentum of a game. And usually it comes in the form of an emphatic slam.
Yeah, he really is a dunk machine. Derek Williams can be very effective around the basket, even when he's not putting you on a poster with his ability to guide balls back into the hoop off a miss.
Well, Derek Williams really is an explosive, talented combo forward. And that's the big question. Is he a 3 or is he a 4? Offensively, it's not a problem. He can score inside and out. And I think defensively, that's where the question lies. Is he big enough to guard power forwards? Is he quick enough to guard small forwards? We'll see.
He hits the second from the line. And for Williams, a bit of a logjam. Power forward spot manned by all-star Kevin Love, one of the best power forwards in the NBA.
Yeah, and with Pekovic playing well at the 5, Williams really has to battle for his minutes. And he's still trying to figure out what his best position is at the NBA level. He's kind of a tweener forward, and that doesn't usually happen for a guy taking second overall, but the circumstances are what they are, and I'm sure Williams will figure it out and be productive.
And that's good by Pekovic.
What a quarter for him, and with this lead, I mean, they might as well just ride him the rest of the night.
Kobe kicks to Blake. Back to Kobe. Budinger against Barnes. And stolen by Pekovic. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Ridnour's running. Tries again. Rejected by Kobe.
This has been a strong statement by them, the way they've come out and attacked the glass early.
Yeah, I agree, Clark. I love the physical play, the fact that they're taking the game right to their opponents.
Here's Gasol. Here's Blake. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
He's far too tentative in the paint, and even more so when the defender is up tight on him like that time.
Barea kicks to Ridnour. Williams a screen. Shoots over Kobe. That doesn't go either for Ridnour.
Really good offensive execution.
Oh, what a throwdown there, man. Ammonia strong finish right there, partner. You hear me? That was ammonia strong.
Yeah, ripped it down with two hands.
That's about as high percentage as you can get.
And the highlight reel replay, brought to you by Sprite. Good stuff.
Well, there's some very popular destinations for free agents around the league. Chicago, New York, Miami. But for me, the Lakers are still the premier market for players. You know, big city, a history of winning with the Laker organization, and fantastic weather, of course.
The dish to Jamison. On the wing, Kobe. Back to Jamison. Lakers working the ball around now. Blake kicks to Barnes. Here's Gasol. And again, it's the Lakers. And Steve, to follow up on your point, the whole aspect of Hollywood has always been a big lure for the Lakers as far as recruiting Clark free agents.
We've seen it over the years with all the big names they've gotten assigned in free agency. No doubt about it, the Lakers are still one of those destination teams for a lot of players in the league. Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that time.
Not when he can throw it down like that.
Kobe kicks to Jamison. 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Misses the baby hook. Timberwolves leading by 6. Now Barea. Puts it up. Rebound the Lakers. Barnes has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Kobe against Budinger. Kobe's shot is off. Here is Ridnour, looking for his first bucket of the game. The feed to Barea. Over Kobe. And he beat the buzzer, but it's no good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Timberwolves lead by 6. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And let's quickly break down the game we're watching with the Timberwolves, guys.
And I thought they built this lead mainly because of their work on the glass. They really dominated the rebounding totals.
And it takes an effort from all 5 guys to get a rebounding advantage like that. Everybody has to rebound the ball. That's how you finish off your defense.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Minnesota, big men Derek Williams and Kevin Love. Ricky Rubio is out there with J.J. Barea, and it's Budinger in at the small forward position. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, I think it's accurate to call the Dwight Howard situation a saga, and it has, at least for the moment, calmed down. A trade to the Los Angeles Lakers has now thrust them squarely into the championship picture. First, the acquisition of star point guard Steve Nash, and now the best center in the league. The tough Western Conference just got tougher. Kevin?
The story of the offseason, no question. Thank you, Doris.
Too bad for Minnesota last year. Things were really going along smoothly, and then Ricky Rubio tore his ACL, which was a big loss for the Wolves. But this is a team with a bright future. A lot of good young talent and a great coach in Rick Adelman.
Yeah, Steve, it just seemed last year was just a glimpse of what the Wolves could accomplish. And as they continue to grow, and as a team, you have to look at their outlook on things, certainly. But from afar, it looks like their compass is pointed in the right direction.
Without question, Kevin. I mean, they still need to address some defensive issues, but they showed last year that they can get up and down the floor and score the basketball with anybody.
That's good from Budinger.
You know, the Minnesota front office was criticized a few years ago when near the top of the draft, they drafted Ricky Rubio and Johnny Flynn. But things turned around last year. Derek Williams, Kevin Love, both guys started to develop Kevin Love into one of the best players in the league. And Rubio running the show before his injury. This is a well-balanced, good team with a bright future.
And so Budinger nails both of them. Well, Steve, looking at the roster for the Wolves, they do have a lot of talent in a lot of different areas. Clark, some nice depth beginning to develop for the franchise.
Yeah, you're right there. And one of the concerns, though, is that they might have to address getting another off guard. But to your point, Kevin, they acquired Brandon Roy this offseason. And if his knees are right, he'll answer that need in a hurry. But he did retire for a reason. And I can tell you, sometimes the mind is willing, but the body just can't get it done. I'm really pulling for him, though. He's one of my favorite players and a true star when he's healthy.
Here's Ridnour. Steve Nash making his last shot. Throws it up high, and Budinger with the stuff.
I don't think it's possible to make a better pass than that, guys.
And he finished so well, Clark, too. Not too shabby on that jam.
Not bad at all.
And it takes perfect timing to pull off that alley-oop, but these two guys seem to have that synergy between each other.
And so it's the Lakers with it after the basket by Minnesota. And Nash, here we go. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Steve Nash. That's his first foul.
That's the way you play defense. He saw the hop step a mile away and got in the path to disrupt it.
Brandon Roy, he's checked in for Minnesota. And then for the Lakers, Pau Gasol is checked in for Howard. Kobe comes in for Meeks, and Steve Blake is subbed in for Steve Nash. It's Roy on the wing. Roy off a pick from Love. Roy attacking. Love outside. Feeds to Ridnour. 6 to shoot. Over Blake. Another miss by Minnesota.
Well, it was an eventful season for Pau Gasol a year ago. Almost got traded before the season started for Chris Paul. The NBA rescinded the deal, and Pau then went on to play for the Lakers the remainder of the season, but did not make the All-Star team.
Timberwolves leading by 5. And here is Ridnour, still looking to get on the scoreboard. And there's the pass to Roy. Love, back to Roy. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. Going back to Powell last season, it wasn't just the one trade that got overturned. It was constant trade rumors all season long. Remember, Kobe Clark came out and said, you know, either trade him or don't trade him, but don't keep putting his name out there because it's disruptive to the team. He said that halfway through the season. They eventually kept him, of course. I think it weared on everybody, but obviously, Clark, it weared on Powell.
Yeah, it did. It had to, man. That's tough. It's hard not to have it wear on you a bit. The Lakers weren't getting a ton of production outside of their big three, and, you know, sometimes in a situation like that, it can make sense to trade one of your very good players, but the fact that they were undecided and it didn't happen and it was just kind of hovering didn't do anybody any good.
Minnesota with the ball. Following the miss by Kobe Bryant. Kept alive. Williams. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Williams has got 5 points so far.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Timberwolves leading by 7. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here's Barea, and he finishes at the rack.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Blake for 3. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Ridnour passes to Barea. From 17 feet out, the rebound by Gasol. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
You always want a player to have his head up and to be surveying the court, but not if that's going to be the result.
The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Williams dishes to Budinger. Timberwolves passing it around. Love can't hit.
I thought he'd make that one. I mean, that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
Here's Blake. Off the mark, and the drought continues. Timberwolves leading by 9. Here's Budinger. He has 6. Now Love inside. He feeds it to Budinger. From 15 feet away, Williams can't hit.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
Blake with it. Kobe guarded by Barea. Kobe gets to Blake. Lets it go from deep. Budinger grabs the board. Budinger's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
What a struggle for him. A goose egg in the box score today.
Now here's Love. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Kicks it out to Ridnour from outside the arc. That is good.
Big mistake not having more defensive pressure on him out there.
The Lakers have gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
You know, the Lakers weren't quite as dominant as they were in 2010-11, but it wasn't because of how they played against the West. They really did a nice job against their conference rivals.
Pekovic checks in for Derek Williams. Here's Blake, guarded by Barea. Now Blake. Back to world peace. Shot clock at 6. Jameis in the pass to Kobe. Shot to stop the drought. And again, no good by the Lakers. 32-16 was their end mark of the season against the West. The Lakers certainly showed they can play with every team that was a contender out there, and they were tough, but it just at the end, it just did not come together for them.
Well, nonetheless, winning 2 out of every 3 games you play in conference action is a good recipe for finishing near the top of the standings. The Lakers would have loved to have been that #1 seed, but they didn't get it. It wasn't because of how they played in the West, though.
It was, I think, that they were the 3rd seed in the Western Conference, as it turned out.
And you can feel the momentum swinging. They needed that shot badly.
Steve, I sense some frustration here. It seems like they're getting a little frustrated. It's understandable because they've given up this big run.
Showing no mercy. They are getting after them at both ends of the floor.
Continuing to add to the lead as the minutes tick away.
Now here's Kobe. He's got 11. Here's Gasol. The shot is off. And Minnesota now the other way.
Boy, they've been all over the glass. Big advantage in the rebound totals.
Yeah, that's really carried them in this one, guys. I mean, those one-and-dones have really set a nice tone and let them establish this lead.
Here is Love. 8 points for him. Shot's good. Love's got 4 points in the quarter.
You can't fault what he's been doing out there. Some really impressive shooting.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Timeout called the Lakers.
You know, with the Lakers, it's all about winning titles. Anything else is considered a disappointment, and they were tested early, though.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Rubio's checked in. The Lakers also changing it up. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Gasol. Barnes comes in for Antoine Jamison. And it's Nash in for Steve Blake. Now here's Nash. He's got 5. And the dunk by Kobe.
Now that's how you execute an alley-oop there, fellas.
And with an exclamation point, too, on the finish, throwing it down hard.
What a terrific play on both ends.
Go back to that matchup for the Lakers against Denver. Kobe's illness. He had the stomach flu, Artest out with the suspension, Meta World Peace. You know, had gotten the late regular season suspension with the elbow to the side of the head of James Harden. Steve, they were certainly facing their struggles.
Yeah, and those struggles caught up to them in the next round, Kevin, when they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder, the younger, more talented team winning in that one. So for the Lakers, you know, moving forward, they've got a lot of talent, but it's aging talent. And sooner or later, they're going to have to get younger on that roster.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Gentlemen, the Timberwolves seem to be turning a corner in respectability, and even the real powerhouse teams in the league are taking notice. Reigning MVP and NBA champion LeBron James said, "They're a good team. If they continue on the path that they're on now, they can become a playoff team because they have veterans and they have young guys." When you have that type of mix and that chemistry with Coach Adelman and their system, they can do it. If not right now, then very soon. Gentlemen, we'll see.
Doris, a lot of promise on this team. We'll see how they develop. And it's Love missing.
Well, when you talk about Dwight Howard, the first thing that comes to mind is that dominant interior presence. Defensively, he can do it all with his tremendous strength and athleticism. And offensively, he's made steady progress to the point where he's a 20-point-a-game scorer, big-time player.
Here is Ridnour after Meta World Peace's bucket. Ridnour with it, picked up by Kobe. Budinger against World Peace. From deep three-point range, but he stays with it.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Rubio dishes to Ridnour. Back to Rubio. They need this one. He dishes it to Petkovic. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his 4th assist in this one. And you look at the way Dwight Howard overshadows the center position in the NBA right now, and you know, you could argue he's one of the all-time great centers in the league. And Clark, do you think from his perspective that's a good thing?
I'm not necessarily sure. You've got to be careful how much praise you heap on young players. Everybody handles it differently. I think you're better served to earn it over time before people start making proclamations about the great this, the great that. I think you love to see more great centers or outstanding centers emerge who could stand toe-to-toe with Dwight and really challenge him to continue to push himself to be the best.
And so it's the Lakers with it. They trail by 14. Nash with it. Guarded now by Rubio. 5 on the clock. The shot is off. Good D from Love.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Kobe against Rubio. Dishes it to Love. Williams sets a screen for Love. Off the screen. Goes back up. A rebound by the Lakers. Nash outside. Barnes kicks to Meeks. Shoots the 3. And that one's good. Meeks got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Sometimes, Kevin, you can just look at a guy's release and immediately recognize that he's a born shooter, and that's the case with Meeks. Beautiful form, just has a natural way of getting that ball to go through the hoop.
Ever since his college days at Kentucky, he's been one of the best shooters on the planet, and that hasn't changed. You just can't leave him alone anyplace.
Well, for Lakers head coach Mike Brown, one thing you can say, he'll never come into a game underprepared. I mean, great attention to detail, extremely hardworking. He's a guy who leaves nothing to chance.
How about that play? Great body control, and still manages to finish the play despite the contact.
You know, when that whistle blows, you're not done. Get greedy and find a way to knock it down.
The Lakers have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game. Meta World Peace, he's checked in for the Lakers. Free throw good, Howard. And we're talking about Lakers head coach Mike Brown, Steve. What have you noticed about his style as a coach?
Well, Kevin, I played for Mike Brown in San Antonio when he was an assistant. He is very meticulous and methodical in his approach, detail-oriented. His practices are very well organized and scripted. He's really a fun guy to be around, very charismatic. So I think he's got all the tools to be a great head coach. It's just a matter of really developing and growing with this. Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Boy, sensational slam right there. He's a beast.
He can go straight over the top of you if you're in his way.
And he's always waiting for a chance to show off his aerial skills.
Special thanks to Sprite for that sweet replay. 59 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Passes it to Meeks. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Nash has got his 7th assist in the game.
Made that one look easy, didn't they?
Rubio against Nash. Kicks it out to Love. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Minnesota making some changes. Budinger checks in for Kevin Love. And Barea subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Pau Gasol is checked in for the Lakers. Kobe comes in for Meta World Peace. .40 seconds left in the first half. Another miss by Minnesota. Here are the Lakers with the ball. They're on a 14-4 run.
Nothing fancy about that play. Just good, hard-nosed basketball to haul in the board.
Barea kicks to Williams. Kicks to Barea. From downtown, a rebound by the Lakers. Gasol's got 6 rebounds in the game.
He's just been ice cold. I mean, he cannot find the range.
9 seconds left in the first half. Now here's Budinger. And this is his 2nd trip to the line in the game.
And you go back and you look at the numbers from last season, he knocked down about 77% of his free throws.
The first free throw is good. The Lakers making a switch here. And so Budinger nails both of them. And so that's the end of the first half. Timberwolves ahead. They lead by 8. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
Now, presented by Sprint.
And it's a good one going on out in Minnesota. Glad to have you with us for our halftime show. The Minnesota Timberwolves have the lead against the Lakers. Tenacious offensive rebounding. Their second chance points are piling up. Some textbook basketball from Nikola Pekovic. He's got 14 points, been outstanding on the defensive side of the court as well, gotten the job done on the glass too. And for the Lakers, they've been battling. We've seen all these blocks and they are locked in defensively, giving up no easy buckets. Kobe has the game high. After two, he's got 15 points, and his two-way play has been good. Very active on the defensive side of the floor, bothering shots and bringing that energy all over the court. That'll wrap things up for me here in the studio. Thanks so much. I'm Damon Bruce. Now let's get back out to Kevin Harlan for the second half of play.
And now the third quarter about to get going.
Good game for Kobe. 15 points and 2 rejections. Obviously, he was ready to play today. I mean, that was an outstanding half for him.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but he was amped up for this game, no question.
So the Lakers 5 right now. Kobe and Matt of the wings with the big Pau Gasol at the 4. Nash out there with Howard. World peace, covered by Pekovic. Back to Kobe. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. And that's 17 points for Kobe Bryant.
Well, what an amazing career Kobe Bryant has had. Last year, he was a close second place in the league in scoring average, passing Shaquille O'Neal to become 5th all-time on the NBA scoring list. And at 34 years of age, Kobe's got a chance to climb that leaderboard even further before it's all said and done.
Lakers trail by 6. Back to world peace. Poked away. Rises up and throws it down.
Great finish there, Kevin. Took it strong to the cup.
Yeah, an aggressive two-handed jam.
And that's the kind you like, especially in traffic. You got to make sure.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Well, going back to Kobe, as he's gotten older, you see him working much more in the post and coming off screens. He's still, Clark, putting up great numbers. Finished second in scoring, in fact, last year. But he's still doing it a little bit differently than he did when he was a younger man.
Well, Kevin, he said he's not going to hang around past his prime, but he's doing everything he can to make adjustments to extend his prime.
Back to Howard. And Roy, here we go. That's good. Roy's got 8 points. Lakers trail by 8.
You know, early on this season, the Timberwolves seemed poised to maybe make it to the playoffs. They were playing great and were a team on the rise, but after the Rubio injury, the wind came out of their sails and the starch out of their shirts.
World peace, good.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
And Rubio kicks to Love. Back to Rubio. On the wing, Brandon Roy. Left side, Roy. He goes up. And Pekovic throws it down.
He didn't have to get off the ground very far for that one. The big man with the slam.
Well, he makes up for any lack of athleticism with that tremendous size, Clark.
Yeah, he's not exactly a smooth operator, but what he is powerful. And when he gets positioned in the lane, he can go up and get it done.
And it's slammed in by Howard.
Well, I tell you, he squeezed that orange as tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right, Clark.
Better safe than sorry. I mean, you got to be sure when you're in traffic.
And the Timberwolves call timing. Back to what you said about the Timberwolves, they really did look like a team intent on making the playoffs early. I mean, it kind of fizzled out.
Well,
Steve?
I don't think they were quite ready. You know, Kevin Love is fantastic, but, you know, when Rubio went down, that was a killer. But that roster's just too young. They weren't ready to get to the postseason. This year, I think they've got a chance, but they're going to have to grow up in a hurry.
Timberwolves leading by 5. Rubio outside. Kirilenko. Roy with it. Picked up by Kobe. Pass to Love. Working on Gasol. Fader on the way. The Lakers with the rebound. Gasol's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And World Peace kicks it over to Nash. Outside, Kobe. Rockets hits. Over Roy. And it's Kobe missing.
That's the shot he was looking for. I'm surprised he didn't get it to fall.
Nash against Rubio. Karolinko. The monster one-hand slam.
I like that one-handed spike right there.
Yeah, that's how it's done.
Yes, sirree.
Yeah, he's not going to miss many of those.
Timeout called the Lakers.
And they need a timeout, Kevin. They haven't been boxing out like they need to, and they're giving up a ton of second-chance points.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Nash kicks to Gasol. World Peace. Guarded by Karolinko. World Peace against Karolinko. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
You know, one of the strongest players in the NBA, to me, has to be Meta World Peace, also known as the Artest, formerly known as Ron.
You like that, don't you, Clark? Huh?
Yeah, I like that play on words. I do like that play on words. But clearly, Ron, one of the strongest guys who have ever played.
First free throw is good. And for Meta World Peace, some have said the name is a little ironic when you look at that elbow he threw that caught James Harden right in the head late last season in Los Angeles.
Well, throughout his career, we know Meta World Peace, formerly Ron Artest, has been very erratic. His issues off the court well chronicled, and he's made progress. There's no denying that. But with anybody that's had issues, whatever the compulsive behavior is, there are flare-ups and relapses. And that's what we saw with Ron, unfortunately. He's done a lot of good things. He won the NBA Citizenship Award, and deservedly so. So hopefully we won't see any more episodes like that James Harden elbow. That was hard to watch, Kevin.
Pekovic, no luck.
Once he had to change the shot because of the hand in his face, you knew he wasn't going to make it.
Nash drives in. That's good.
Again, they attack the hoop from the lane, and it's been really good to them.
Yeah, they're getting whatever they want down there. That's 4 of their last 5 buckets coming in the paint area.
Karolinko kicks to Rubio. Back to Karolinko. He kicks to Love. On the money with the shot from the left block. Love's got 12 in the game. Lakers trail by 5. And here's Nash. He's got 7. Gasol. He's guarded by Love. No good from Gasol. The Timberwolves have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Here's Rubio. And that one's good. And it's a 7-point Timberwolves lead.
His team has to tighten up inside. Way too many easy hoops in the lane.
Yep, that's 5 straight buckets they've given up from the key now, and it's hurting them.
He may want to start spreading the ball around a little bit. His shot is off right now.
Timberwolves have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. And it's sent back by Howard. Pekovic, no luck.
And excellent interior defense there. Good rotations.
No doubt about it, Steve. He's a real presence inside. Takes up a lot of space.
Nash, the pass to Kobe. Tries for the alley-oop. And it's slammed in by Howard.
There's one thing about the alley-oop. You can't fire the pass in there. You've got to have some air under that pass. It needs a little hang time.
That's exactly right. A lot of finesse, just like that one was. Perfectly thrown.
And that's what makes the play so much fun to watch. There's finesse on the front end, but then power on the end.
And here's Love from the arc. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio.
Wow, what a combination. A big man who can shoot from long range.
And World Peace kicks to Nash. Kobe lets it go from the wing. Good, and the assist goes to Nash. Nash has got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. And Rubio kicks to Roy. Back to Rubio. There's the dish to Roy. Love with the screen on Kobe. Roy dishes to Love. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
One of the oldest players in basketball made that dunk possible.
That's right. A terrific screen right there, Steve. Allowed him to lose his man and rock it to the rim.
Well, don't you love to see players working together in that fundamental play? Fun to watch.
Timberwolves leading by 6. Here's Roy. He's got 8. And there's the feed to Rubio. Rubio right side. And Kevin Love, the bucket with the assist by Rubio. 19 points for Love. Lakers trail by 8. Nash outside. That's good. Nash has got 4 this quarter.
You know, Kevin, they were a step late on their defensive rotation, and that helped them get right to the rim.
Rubio gets a screen from Roy. World peace against Karolinko. Feeds to Roy. They get a hand on it. On the wing, Kobe, guarded by Karolinko. Took him no time at all on that one. And now it's just a 4-point Timberwolves lead.
And we have seen the intensity pick up big time here in the second half.
Well, you can feel the desire from both teams that they really want to win this one.
Near the 3-point line, it's Love. Kept alive. Another shot. Rubio the pass to Karolinko. Great tee that time from World Peace. Lakers trail by 4. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively. You gotta love the low post offense. That was beautiful.
Play with it. 8 points for him. Pekovic kicks to Rubio. Pekovic with the screen for Rubio. And the shot is good. Rubio's got 6.
Well, they keep going right back to the paint, and who can blame them? I mean, they're getting it done in there.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 buckets, guys, have come from inside the lane area, so I'd expect them to continue to go inside right at the defense.
And the shot is good. 11 points for Nash.
He's mastered the finger roll. It's a pretty shot, and it's effective for him, too.
Now Rubio. He has 6. Karolinko kicks to Love. Over to Saul. And the Timberwolves tack on 2 more.
What an incredible quarter he's having. He's unstoppable right now.
Lakers trail by 4. Outside, Kobe. Howard, covered by Pekovic. Howard can't hit.
Even though the Timberwolves were not quite as dominant as they were the year before in terms of rebounding the ball, they still ended up being one of the top teams in that area last year.
Roy. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. And it's a 6-point Timberwolves lead. Nash dishes to Kobe. He's covered by Roy. World peace, the pass to Kobe. They double-team Kobe. And World Peace kicks to Kobe. Over Roy. And there's Kobe. That's good on the assist by World Peace. Kobe's got 10 points here in the second half. Back to the Wolves and rebounding. A big part of it is Kevin Love, but they have guys all over that grab rebounds, and Steve can certainly excel in that area.
Yeah, they've got some talented rebounders. Some wings with some athleticism and length. Pekovic is a big guy inside who likes to mix it up. Love, one of the best rebounders in the league. So that's definitely a strength for this club.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Derek Williams, he checked in for Pekovic. Budinger checks in for Andre Karolinko. Luke Ridenour's checked in for Brandon Roy. And Barea subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Ridenour with it, picked up by Kobe. Here's Budinger, and it's blocked. Here's Love. Drops in the layup for 2. Love's got 23.
Well, what I love about Kevin Love, no pun intended, is the fact that he's so strong and still so skilled at the same time. He's done a lot of conditioning over the years to slim down his body, worked so hard on that three-point shot, and now he can score inside and out. One of the best rebounders in the game. The guy's incredible.
Yeah, he really is. Not to mention push defenders aside to squeeze those offensive rebounds. No question, if your front line is soft, Kevin Love will expose them.
Meta World Peace, he's checked in for Pau Gasol. And here is Blake. He passes it to Barnes. Shot clock at 5. Jamison up on top. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Blake for 3. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
They've raised their field goal percentage just above 50% here. They actually look like a totally different team than what we saw in the first half. Much better execution offensively.
Budinger against Barnes. And it's the Lakers on the break. Here's World Peace. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
That was a nice, strong one-hand jam there.
Yeah, brought it back and ripped it down.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's nice.
Ridnour dishes to Love. The pass to Ridnour. He feeds it to Budinger. 6 on the shot clock. The 3. And another 3 for Minnesota. Now here's Kobe. He's got 25. Over Ridnour. Kobe's shot is off. The third quarter comes to a close. While we're still getting underway here in the fourth, let's go down to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Uncontainable Game Report. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Our uncontainable game in this one, the stretch by the Timberwolves. The second quarter looks to be the difference right now as they turn things on and put together that huge run. Now, it seems like it's enough to get them the win.
Great, thanks, Doris. And a very important turning point in this game was when they started to gather that steam and really started rolling, guys.
Yeah, no question, Kevin. And that run changed the entire feel of this game. And it wasn't just their offense that made it happen. The stops they were making defensively played just as big a role.
And right at the start of that run, fellas, you could see the sudden injection of energy that went through the whole team. Then it was game on.
So with Roy on the bench, this is Rick Adelman's lineup. Big men Derek Williams and Kevin Love. J.J. Barea is out there with Ricky Rubio, and it's Budinger in at the 3 slot.
6 points in short order. 2 straight from deep. That's what can happen with the 3 ball.
Yep, they got it going. Nice, clean looks.
Nash with it. Guarded now by Rubio. Nash kicks to Meeks. Back to Nash. It's over Rubio. Here's Howard. Slams it on the run.
No time wasted getting back off the ground when he got his hands on the ball. I like that quickness of jump.
And that's the idea, right? You know, take it back up strong.
Yeah, of course. I mean, no reason to hold on to it any longer than you have to.
Nash outside. Here's Meeks. Budinger grabs the board. Budinger's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Rubio, the pass to Love. Over Jamison. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Lakers trail by 3. Meeks outside. Rebound by Williams.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
Barea dishes to Love. And it's Chase Budinger with the foul. That's his first foul.
Obviously, he's not afraid of physical play, but he still needs to play in control.
And he definitely wasn't in control that time. Everybody in the building knew it was an over-the-back call.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Pekovic comes in for Kevin Love. And Kirilenko's subbed in for J.J. Barea. And then for the Lakers, Pau Gasol's checked in for Howard. And Kobe is subbed in for Jody Meeks. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Nash, straight up. The rebound by Pekovic. Pekovic has got 11 rebounds in the game. Williams kicks to Rubio. Back to Williams. He dishes it to Rubio. Timberwolves passing it around. Gets it to go. And the Timberwolves lead by 5.
Been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
Kobe gets the bucket.
That jump shot's like a layup for him when the defense backs off like that.
Now, here's Rubio. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in.
Only got a half step on this man, but that's all he needed when he ran off the pick. And as a result, able to finish the layup. That's nicely done.
Kobe attacking. Left side, Kobe. With the shot. The shot is off. So Minnesota will take it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points.
You know, with the way they've dominated the glass so far, I'm a little surprised it's still a close game.
Yeah, you've got to take advantage. I mean, you're getting extra possessions, but you're not knocking down shots.
Boy, that was right in his grill.
He dealt with pressure like it was nothing at all.
Now, he had a lot of momentum behind him on his way up.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Roy's checked in. The Lakers also with a sub. World Peace is checked in. The free throw drops for Pekovic.
Nikola Pekovic out of Montenegro, 6'11", 290. A battering ram of a big man. Loves contact, really knows how to finish inside. Nice player for the Timberwolves.
Here is Nash. Dishes to Kobe. Rebound, Minnesota. Kirilenko's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Timberwolves leading by 8. And going back to Pekovic, a great rebounder. Clark shot over 60% as well from the field.
Yeah, and he's reduced his fouls as well, Kevin. That's big because that was something that kept him from playing as many minutes as he could have his rookie season. He's much better in that regard, and as a result, he's more productive.
The guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Rubio outside. Roy. Passes to Budinger. Into Pekovic. Up and in on the layup. Pekovic has got 21 in the game.
That's 4 straight field goals coming inside the paint.
Boy, they're taking it right to him, Steve, and the defense has really been way too passive for my liking.
Just an enormous advantage for them on the boards.
Guys, the key to the lead, to me, has been they've dominated the glass. It's that simple.
And Rubio kicks to Roy. Kirilenko with a screen on Nash. Rubio, the pass to Pekovic.
And when you look at Nikola Pekovic, the bruising big man, he stepped into that starting center role for the Timberwolves and was a really nice compliment to Kevin Love because Love loves to go outside. Pekovic stays on the inside.
And the first one drops. Kevin Love's checked in for the Timberwolves. Both free throws good from Pekovic. And the Lakers have possession. It's a 10-point game. Nash dishes to Gasol. Barnes, he's guarded by Love. Barnes kicks to Kobe. Kicks to World Peace. A rebound by Pekovic. Pekovic has got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And Pekovic, the first pick of the second round back in 2008. You heard some buzz then that he could be a good one, but you didn't realize that it'd be so long before he came to the NBA and and made a stand, and he's done a nice job.
And Kevin, because of the salary structure enforced in the first round, some international players prefer to go in the second round. They can get more money that way. He's certainly due to make a lot of it if he continues to play like he did in year 2.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what Mike Brown was saying to the team. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, we've put ourselves in a corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
Chase Budinger, he's checked in for Minnesota. Outside, Kobe. Over Roy. And there's Kobe. That's good on the assist by Nash. And it's 29 points for Kobe Bryant. Timberwolves leading by 10. Rubio the pass to Roy. Left side, Roy. Now Love inside. The shot's good. Roy making the play. And now it's up to 25 points for Love. Lakers trail by 12. Nash kicks to Barnes. Outside, world peace. Budinger defending. Left side, Gasol. Outside, Kobe. 6 to shoot. Rebound, Minnesota. They led by as many as 18 points. Rubio with it.
It's been a struggle for him offensively tonight, and they'd love to have his production out there.
Fades. Kobe Bryant again. Kobe's got 16 here in the second half.
Despite the play of the team, I think he's had an outstanding game. He's really done well here.
He better get going. Nash against Rubio. Outside Roy. Roy off a bit from Love. Roy against Kobe. No good from Roy. Lakers trail by 10. Now Nash. Nash to Barnes. Back to Nash. Count that one.
Great move to get to the bucket and lay that one in. He's got the softest touch around the basket. Impressive.
Timberwolves leading by 8. Ooh, they better hustle. Rubio dishes to Budinger. Roy passes to Love. Here's Budinger. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. The Lakers have gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. He kicks it to Barnes. Three-pointer. Rebound, Love. The Timberwolves shooting 47% from the floor. Getting it done. And Rubio kicks to Kirilenko. Back to Rubio. Outside Roy. To the paint. 9 feet out. Rubio kicks it out to Love. That's in. Coming off an assist from Rubio. That's 28 points for Love.
Well, I like that sandpaper type grit going after those loose rebounds on the offensive end. That's glass eating, folks.
They have a good amount of second chance points to show for it, guys. Always a nice bonus. Well, that was not a smart play there. That's a wild shot. They can get something better.
No, that's not smart basketball. He should have passed that shot up.
Budinger dishes to Kirilenko. Rubio the pass to Budinger. Love outside. On the wing, Brandon Roy. Shoots over Kobe. Roy misses. Lakers trail by 11. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
He's done a ton to help his team, guys, and he may have to do more if they're going to come back and win.
The Timberwolves have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Minnesota calls timeout. Pekovic checks in for Chase Budinger. And the Lakers also making a switch. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Matt Barnes. Roy kicks to Rubio. There's the dish to Love. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. And that's now 30 points for Love.
He's been so valuable for this team with plays like that one.
Nash with it. Guarded now by Rubio. And it's world peace missing. Timberwolves leading by 11. Now the feed to Kirilenko. Over world peace. The shot by Kirilenko, no good. Time running out for the Lakers. Feeds it to world peace. Over Kirilenko. And world peace with the basket on the assist from Kobe. Kobe's got his 5th assist in this one. We've got 1:55 left in the 4th quarter. And here's Rubio. Roy, guarded by Kobe. Roy passes to Love. Clock at 6. He passes to Rubio. The 3 is launched. The Lakers with the rebound. World Peace has got his 6th rebound on the night.
Boy, they needed that last rebound. They haven't done well on the boards overall, but that one was huge.
Still fighting for the win here. Shot's good by Kobe.
Just like they drew it up, fellas.
1:25 left in the 4th quarter. Roy dishes to Rubio. Outside Kirilenko. The pass to Roy. Right side Roy. Over Bryant. Roy can't hit. The Lakers shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. And Nash, here we go.
Shooting-wise, he's having a tough quarter. I mean, he just seems to have gone cold. Can't find the basket.
Rubio outside. There's 39 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. Timeout called the Lakers. They trail by 7. There's 37 seconds left in the 4th quarter. What's your take, guys?
Now, they'll try to get a quick foul if they can get a score out of this timeout, but it's going to be a long shot here.
Yeah, I think they're dreaming, but they've got to give it a try.
Now, here's Nash. 29 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Howard with a screen on Roy. Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. There's 25 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. The Timberwolves shooting about 45% from the floor in the 4th. Love kicks to Roy. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. He feeds it to Love. Over to Saul. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Nash with it. Over Love. And it's blocked by Love. And so the Timberwolves take the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Love.